So Dan, back in 2022, in Burkina Faso, there was a charismatic leader emerged from it, and his name is Ibrahim Traore, obviously, and he is some call him the New Age Thomas Sankara. Some Western media labeled him as the cult leader of Burkina Faso. Obviously, they hate him for so many reasons. Obviously, and one of the reasons is obviously the expelled French. He expelled French troops from Burkina Faso, banned exports to France and the US, allied with neighboring Niger and Mali. So these are the steps he had taken in the past, and obviously he is continuing to do his work, and obviously it looks like that he is doing all for the people in Burkina Faso, and the West obviously doesn't like it. What's your take on this new charismatic leader, and do you think he will achieve what he is trying to achieve now?
Well, I like him very much. I do think the comparison to Thomas Sankara is an apt one. I think also maybe comparing him to Muammar Gaddafi.
Yeah.
You know what? He wants to resist neoliberal economic measures. He wants to use Burkina Faso's resources for the people there. He even wants to build his own cars. I believe he's doing that, which would be a radical thing to do. He wants to unite Africa, which is what Gaddafi wanted to do, create a Bank of Africa, which again Gaddafi wanted to do. He wants to make Africa for Africans, which, that's been a dream for a long time. Patrice Lumumba from the Congo wanted to do that. Um, so I applaud what he's trying to do. Will he be successful? I mean, that I can't predict because, first of all, he's got to survive. I think the West is going to try to get rid of him, probably kill him. Now he is getting help from Russia and North Korea for his security, which is great. Um, but he's going to have a lot of obstacles. Again, other people have tried, and the other people I've mentioned so far, all three, Sankara, Gaddafi, and Patrice Lumumba, were murdered by the
Yeah.
West. So, you know, I applaud him, I support him, but he's got a lot to fight. And now, Al Qaeda's fighting him. They're murdering people. Al Qaeda is an instrument of the United States, as we see recently in Syria, where now the U.S. is recognizing this Al Qaeda government in Damascus. So he's got a lot. He's got a lot to fight. But I mean, I support him, and I think the progressives around the world should support him.
Right, and the Western media's role is obviously are there, and they are totally hostile towards him. So, do you think the Western media is totally complicit in the hostility and the things that the West is doing to him? Because obviously there are not much report, or maybe any report of mentioning his, the attempts that are made by the West and the intelligence agencies toward him, toward I mean the killing of this person, and all that, try to kill this person and trying to get rid of this person. It's always been like that, right? The Western media and its support toward the dictator leader around the world, not a leader that is trying to who is trying to change his country, or even try to get rid of the other oligarchs from his country.
Yeah, they've already started vilifying him. When he fights Al Qaeda, they're claiming he's killing his own civilians. This is exactly the trope they used against Gaddafi and Assad. I mean, yeah, they're going to try to vilify him. And they're going to try to, if he does get killed, they're going to make it look like he deserved it. And so yeah, this is a common trope. They did the same thing to Patrice Lumumba as well. Um, to Fidel Castro, of course, who did survive. But, this is what they do. They vilify these revolutionary leaders, portray them as dictators and whatnot. Um, we need to expect that, but we need to counter that. We need to defend him ideologically.
Right. But do you think this is a bit different than in the case of, I mean, Muammar Gaddafi or other cases? Because nowadays there are social medias, there are other platforms to check or verify the sources, or even other platforms to even get your information. So that's why people around the world are getting this. Like, this is a person who want to change Africa, who wants to change Africa, and who wants to change Burkina Faso. So this is a bit different. I do you think, because I mean, in the case of Gaddafi, many people in the West obviously who obviously changed their mind after the killing of Gaddafi, that okay, this person obviously wanted to change Asia and sorry, Africa and other countries too, and didn't fall for the trap of West. But nowadays there are so many information going on in internet and social media platforms, so people kind of have this idea that okay, this person wants to change Africa, so they are not falling for the trap of the West, that this is a dictator. And like some people did fall for the trap in the case of Gaddafi. So you think this is might be a good sign for him, because he is getting support from the Western progressives?
Well, yeah, I think there is some difference there. Yes, and I think that's good. Yeah, I think, but the problem is, it's not going to change the opinion of the people who make the policies.
Right.
But yeah, it's good. Social media has been good, but it's also been good with the case of Palestine. But again, it hasn't changed the results so much. So, I think it's a positive thing, but I don't think we should also get overly excited about it.
Right. So do you think the West will try to get rid of him in a way? And the thing is that obviously he is not doing anything that has been in the interest for the Washington or even other Western countries. So that's why they will try to get rid of him. But at the same time, if you look at other countries, like as you mentioned, Russia and even North Korea, and they are trying to support him in a way. Do you think, obviously it's for the future, but do you think they will be successful to protect this leader?
Well, it's going to be hard. Again, Al Qaeda's already in theater. They've killed scores of people. The last figure I saw was at least 100, probably more. So, look, I don't know. I don't know. I hope he can be protected, but I can't predict that. It's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. And what the West is going to do is what they did to Syria. They're going to send in terrorists from all around the world to try to destroy the government. They're going to economically try to isolate Burkina Faso, destroy the economy. It's going to be a tough fight. It's going to be a tough fight. So I can't predict how it's going to turn out.
Right, but at the same time, the leaders of Africa, if they decide that okay, we'll have to get together and we'll have to try to bring this fight like ours. Like if they are isolate toward Burkina Faso or towards Ibrahim Traore, then obviously it will be a hard fight for him. But if they are get together, if they are going along happily, without having any fights, like Niger or other countries in Africa, then obviously it will be a easier fight for him to get along and to make a better Africa, and to protect Africa from the West and other interest.
Well, yes, but that's a big if, right? I mean, look at what the African Union did for Qaddafi. Nothing. They sold him out. They supported the NATO invasion, even though the African Union had a capital in Sirte,
Right.
Libya, right? I mean, and they allowed that building, the Capitol building, to be destroyed by NATO. So I don't see him getting a lot of help from Africa, just like Gaza's not getting much help from the Arabic world. I mean, I hate to say that, but I mean, we have to be realistic here.